Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Big Porky here. You know, don't you? You know, because that's why you've tuned in. Right, today we're joined by Scott from Kingston upon Thames is it Surrey?
Yep.
Surrey in London. Got Londoner. How are you doing, Scott? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, Ross. Thanks for having me on, mate.
It's okay. Making your Porky debut, eh? At least you've got the guys to come on.
That's it.
What would you like to talk about and get off your chest, Scott?
For this Conor Benn hype train.
Conor Benn, a hype train. Oh my God.
Conor, I want to fight the best Ben.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Dillian White hype train, isn't it?
It's going the same, Ross. You can see it. It's planning out the same way with Conor Benn. What they'll do.
Go on, yeah.
What they'll do.
Well, I'm just go on, keep talking.
They're putting him in a pay-per-view fight, and he'll have I don't know who it'll be against. Maybe they'll have a niche. He'll have a stinker. He might win or he might lose. And you know what Eddie Hearn's going to say. He's still learning on the job. Very little amateur experience. You know it's all coming. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be same for Campbell Hatton, isn't it? And this is what we're going to be fed now. And it's a bit same for Chris Eubank, although he did pick up a British title, Chris Eubank Jr. But it's repetitive and recycled, and the foundations are laid basically to destroy the sport of boxing by one man, Eddie Hills, the 4-0 Iceman from Billericay, free by way of.
Yeah, and that card, I just can't understand. It weren't a great card, was it? Let's be right about it.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we have 4 Southern area fighting for a Southern area bouts on there? It weren't? I just can't work it out. Like, people have got to fight, who have got to prove. You know what I mean? To make go up in the levels of the sport, but this Conor Benn, I just don't get it. I can't understand it. I literally can't understand it.
Well, the thing is, you see, what happens is these fighters nowadays, they get a couple of wins on TV and they get a bit of a social media following, and then the just hype train goes out of control and they forget about losing the craft. And my argument with Conor Benn is nobody's saying he can't fight. He's having a go. He's got more balls than us for getting in the ring. Yeah. But the point is this, right? Conor Benn is being given opportunities because he's in Essex. He's trained by Tony Sims. He's with Eddie Hearn. They're playing the game, aren't they? His dad's learnt from his mistakes. Said, look, go with Eddie Hearn. He's the new kid on the block, or 10 year now, isn't he? 11 year. Go with Eddie Hearn. Get Tony Sims to train you and piggyback on Sky and let them do the rest. But don't go in any fights that are 50-50. The Chris Jenkins fights are 50-50. Even Eshan, that's a 60-40 in Even Eshan's favour. So they're going to swerve them fights. They're going to go for the fights where they've got a 90% chance of winning, climbing the rankings and getting to pay-per-view. They're not interested in boxing and giving the fans what they want, like a British title. They just want to go for the money. It's about money. It's not about the sport of boxing. We have a problem with that as hardcore boxing fans. Well, I do anyway. I do.
Yeah, I find it a bit disrespectful. Like, he can fight to the way he goes on about this Formella win. Formella who? Oh, Sean Porter. Come on, that Formella was awful. That Formella and Vargas are not even British level.
They're not even English level.
Not, you know what I mean? British level. And then Johnny Nelson and Bean. Oh my God! I heard Errol Spence and Terence Crawford mentioned at one point.
You know what? What do you think that they do to Conor Benn? Conman Ben. What would they do to Conman Ben?
Oh, I see someone tweeted Rob Tebbett and I said to him, why don't he fight that Jaron Ennis from America, who's same age, same kind of fights, all that Virgil Ortiz? Oh, they're further in their career. What? Hang on. The way you're talking about this about Conor Benn is that he's world level.
Pay-per-view, innit? Pay-per-view. Pay-per-view.
That's what I mean. It's just like you look at that Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, their last fights, both against world champions, both stopped them. We're going. Adam Smith and Sky are going mad over a massive statement over Vargas. Vargas. What are we on about here? I just don't.
Do you know my opinion on this is? I mean, looking at it from, if I was still with Dennis and I was sat down and he were our fighter, I'd say, Dennis, what we're going to do? Are you going to let him off leash? He'd say no. He's going to go through levels. That's what Dennis would say. He's got to learn his craft. He's not ready to be let off at leash. But what it is, you see, you get young lads now, they get in with idea and they get a bit of sponsorship, a bit of social media following. They're known as the boxer. Walking around, I'm a boxer, name on track. So get a Range Rover on lease from VIP lease in Essex. And before you know where you are, it all goes to the head, right? And then they start getting above the station. And that's what Conor Benn's done. He's got above his station. People are gassing him up. And he thinks he's a roadman killer. And he isn't a roadman killer. He's little Conor Benn from Essex. That's it. Hardly any amateur career. He's hardly had many rounds. He's not got a decent win on his record. His best win's English level for Mella. That's his best win. And that guy he's just beat. That guy he's just beat. What's he called?
Vargas
and Formella. They're his best wins. I'll deal with them myself. I'll put them over my knee and do a John Fury on them. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing. But, and the best thing about it is, Eddie Hearn knows it's embarrassing. Adam Smith does. Johnny Nelson, Spencer Oliver, Rob Tebbett, Culligan Cassius, Nigel Benn. Everybody knows it's embarrassing, but nobody's going to say a fucking word.
Yeah.
They don't want to rock the boat, do they?
No, of course not. And Johnny Nelson. Oh, Sean Porter and Adrian Broner don't want to fight him. Come on. It's it.
What would Sean Porter do to Conor Benn?
Oh, he'd walk through him, Russ. Because Ben's not big. He's not big at that weight. And you look at the names in that weight. You've got to go through the levels and learn the craft. Yeah, look at the names in that division. Yeah.
It's not good, mate. It's not good. And it gives me a fucking ulcer. But
he's going to get hurt, though. He's going to get hurt when he goes in to fight one of them top lads.
Good. Good. He needs a slap for carrying off like that. We don't want to see him get hurt, but we want to see Conor Benn get knocked out for working his mouth. But we hope he gets home safe to his Range Rover with heated seats.
Yeah, he struggled against that little French fella.
Two life and deaths.
Piano, whatever he's saying. I know you can't even say the guy's
Richard
name.
Fucking Clayderman.
But that's what I mean, though. It's out of control, and then you've got Culligan Cassius bigging him up. Oh,
Culligan Cassius lives near him. He's got his tongue up his hula hoop. They can't help themselves, mate. This is what it is in Essex. They're all fraudsters, mate. A lot of them. Fraudsters. 97% shithousers. Imagine them as your co-accused in jail. They get Queen's evidence on lot of you, mate. Shithousers. 97% of them. Anyway, I don't want to fucking talk about Conor Benn. It gives me a fucking stomachache. What else do you want to talk about, Scotty? Just turn this off. It's going to do my head in. Go on, what?
Andrade and Williams this Saturday.
Andrade stinks the place out with Williams over 12 rounds. stinks it out.
I reckon I can see it. I reckon Andrade might stop him. He does stink the place out. He's a good, but he's a well-schooled boxer though, so he's probably gonna stink the place out like he does. But Williams is another one though. He's not. Why not? Why isn't he fighting a European before he fights?
Williams. Who's Williams' best 3 wins? Can you name them?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Nobody can name them, can they? Does anybody know Liam Williams' best 3 wins? Answers on a postcard. He shouldn't be nowhere near Andrade.
No.
He's only got the ranking because he's with Bricktop. Bricktop's manoeuvred him into position, knocking out D-class fighters. That's it. Liam Williams beat him twice. He quit in the first one. So I see Jug Ears getting beat on points in a stinker. That's what I see.
Yeah.
That's
it's going to be the same that what happened to Brian Rose when he went over there and fought him. Levels.
Yeah, levels. Yeah,
different,
yeah.
Just a different class, you know.
Brian Rose shouldn't have been anywhere near Andrade. He shouldn't have even been in the same country as him. Never mind, same ring. Jeez. You know?
Yeah, I mean? That's the problem I've got with this. Like, it's a bit of a disrespect to the sport. I think, like, just going bypassing the levels and not, because when you're going up against these Americans, they are well schooled. You know what I mean? They're well schooled amateurs, and they're just like I said, different level.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly what you're saying, mate. I agree wholeheartedly. But what do you think will happen if Liam Williams gets beat? Do you think he'll leave Flex?
Where does he go? Where does he go after that? Possibly will he leave? I don't know. I reckon he might stay with Ingle, but what's his next move after that? You fighting at British level again, or
I don't know.
It's all wrong. It's just
yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. All right then. What else is happening in the sport of boxing?
Have you got you got Chisora Parker after that, haven't you?
Well, when do they fight? Is it next week?
Might be the week. Yeah, might be not this week. The week after.
Derek Chisora's had 10 losses. Been knocked out God knows how many times. He's already talking da. So why did they keep wheeling him out on pay-per-view? When was the last time he won a decent belt? It's not. You'd say Chisora's below British level now, wouldn't you? I think, or hovering around English British. Why is he in a pay-per-view fight? He's a busted flush. Why? Because David Hayes is manager and has got a big following. But we're talking about fucking skill level here, aren't we? Why the fuck's he in a pay-per-view? And why are they giving Parker a 3rd fucking pay-per-view? What the fuck has he done to get another pay-per-view? Hey, what has Parker fucking done to be on pay-per-view? He's just stunk his own country out on here against that junior farm. What the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't get that, me. I don't get that.
Yeah, that last Parker fight was an absolute. It was a hug fest. It was a hug fest for 12 rounds.
Mate, shocking. I hope Derek knocks him out, but I hope they stink it out and it's a stinky draw and they get fucked off. Because I don't want to see them on pay-per-view. They're undeserving of being pay-per-view fighters. It's a fucking joke. That's what this is. It's a fucking joke. But I don't fucking know. It's one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got Craig Richards fighting Bivol for a world title. How is that not headlining?
Craig Richards will get spun upside down and lit up. But I hope he wins because he comes across actually all right, and he's not hanging out of the back of people like other people are. But he comes across all right, but he ain't got a cat in hell's chance of beating Bivol. Cat in hell's chance. It's a mismatch. That's a matchroom. That's how matchroom does that. Yeah. I don't see. Who trains Craig Richards now?
I'm not too sure. Was it what's his name? Because he was at Sims when he was training with Tony Sims, wasn't he?
I thought he was. Yeah, that's why he's on Matchroom. Well, I mean, everybody knows if you go to Tony Sims, Eddie Hearn will work with you, don't they? That's how they work it. Everybody knows if you can get to Tony Sims, you can get on Sky and Matchroom. And so it don't go on whether you're a good trainer or not. I don't think Tony is a good trainer, but everybody knows. Let's get to Tony Sims and then we can get in with Eddie Hearn. But I hope Craig Richards wins. He's probably one of the best fighters that Tony Sims has got. I don't rate Conor Benn. Conor Benn's only with Tony Sims because he can get on Sky. That's all. That's all. But they had a choice to go to Frank Warren or Eddie Hearn. They went to Eddie Hearn. So it is what it is, isn't it? But that's what I think anyway. I just think that Craig Richards gets iced. But they can put Craig Richards in with Bivol, but they won't put Conor Benn in with Chris Jenkins, will they?
No chance. They won't.
Two different. Craig Richards is levels above Conor Benn, but Conor Benn's got a bigger profile because of his old man. Well, basically, in my opinion, with a fucking arsehole. And Craig Richards got a better CV and he's got a better body of work and he's technically better. But Conor Benn's a Ben, isn't he? So he'll get a pass on a lot of things. A bit like Chris Eubank. His dad's a fucking mong as well. But he'll get a pass on a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? That's just how I feel. People might say that's strong words, but look how these people conduct their fucking lives. Do you know what I mean? Nigel Benn, yeah. When I was fighting, I was taking loads of drugs, hardly trained, smoking fags and all that. Why wasn't he telling us that when he was fucking fighting? Why come out after and tell us? Fuck him, he's a prick. Do you know what I mean? But another one, Christopher Eubank, thespian. What a fucking biggest boxing. 4 wins over world champions. Oh, what other in title fights? Oh, what other fucking 15 then that he beat? 19 WBO title wins, 4 of them all right. Oh, what other fucking 15? Fucking postmen like Tony Thornton. Fucking postman. Postman Thornton, what the fuck? So it just fucking winds me up. Boxing's starting to wind me up. I might just fuck this up and do something else. Starting to piss me right off. Do you know what I mean? The way it's going, nobody's saying fuck all, are they? All these YouTubers, they're all bitching on WhatsApp to everybody about it. But when they get the opportunity to put them on the fucking spot, they say diddly squat. I'm going to have ticker problems age 51, aren't I? Hey, what the fucking hell?
It's mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
Do you know, yesterday I was sat with this guy, right, and we had a meeting, and he said, I'm thinking about sponsoring you. I said, all right. You want my logo on? I said, well, okay, we'll put your logo on, a couple £100 a month, whatever. And he's like, well, what it is, this is this morning. Well, what it is, he slept on it this morning. What it is, Russell, I don't like way boxing's going. I'm like, fucking hell, it has a knock-on effect. They don't like the judging, the fucking dope testing, pushing kids into fucking mega money fights who shouldn't be getting them. I mean, in 10 years from now, I see it all being fucking like white collar shit. Like this Logan, Jake Paul, Ben Askren or whatever. Have you seen that on Triller? We all rapping and all that in background and all that. I see boxing going like that, me. I fucking do. I see it going like that, but what can you do? What can you do?
Who brought that in, though? Who brought that into the sport?
Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. And what has he done now? He's ran for the fucking hills. He's changed back into Eddie Hills. Fucking 4-0 Iceman. 3 by way of. You know what I mean? Fuck him. I'll put this on members area. It's that good, this video.
Yeah, it's definitely the way it's going, though, Russ. It's like...
Shocking, mate. Shocking.
He's put that in. He started it, and now he don't want to get involved with it.
Exactly. It's not good, mate, is it? It's not good at all. But what can we do? You know, we're in a situation now where we have to take it on chin. If this is way forward, let it be. But let's not have it on Sky. Let's not have like Floyd Mayweather and McGregor on Sky. What the fucking hell was that? Or that fight where Billy Joe's on undercard. Want that on Sky as well? What the fuck were that all about? And when's it end? And how can Eddie Hearn cream money off fights like that when How can board let that happen? I'm bored of fucking weak as piss. Shithousers. Off with their heads, mate. Put them in Tower London. That's what I think about them all. Shithousers. 97% shithousers. But it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, what can we do? What it is, what it isn't. But what do you think about women's boxing then?
Well, you had them two fights on that Benn card.
Yeah.
I thought that Shannon Courtney and Ebony Bridges. How's that a world title fight? Is that a world title fight?
Shocking.
Please.
It was like a couple of slags having a fight, wasn't it? In Witherspoon's on a Friday night after fucking 10 fucking WKDs. You know what I mean? Fucking just a couple of slags going for it, wasn't it? That's all it were, wasn't it? Slags. You know what I mean? But,
and then you. Sorry, Russ.
Well,
and then you go from the total opposite of Savannah Marshall. Proper.
There you go.
You know,
proper technician, and she's like a surgeon, isn't she?
You could just see it. It's all like it's Dyson. That's proper boxing. You know what I mean? Like not like them other two fighting for a world title. One of them's ranked 9, and one of them's not even ranked, and got iced in their last fight.
Yeah. It's not good, mate. It's not good. It's a shower of shit. Do you think the White Rhino comes back? David Allen. The White Rhino, Papadella comeback, Operation White Rhino. Oh, part 15. He went out in a blaze of glory, didn't he, with big retirement speech and Sky and all that. And is David Allen going to come back? Are we going to have the big comeback and the big build-up on Sky for a man that hasn't won a fucking belt?
Does he come back? I can see it happening. The same with Tony Bellew, whatever I say his second name. I can see him coming back. You can see it all happen. You can just see it, can't you, Russ? You can see it all happening in front of you. You know it's going to happen. But Dave Allen, where does he go? Who does he fight?
I don't know where he goes, mate. He's fat as a pig Michelin man. Sat in house eating lion bars all day, from what I've heard. So I don't know, but what we're going to get if he does come back is we're going to get statements off him on Twitter and Insta, and fucking Rob Tebbett putting his tongue up his hula hoop. We're going to get him on there using Boxing Social and IFL and all that, and say, look, I'm just taking it serious. Getting up at 6 in the morning, having 5 raw eggs like Rocky, running up fucking Cunningsborough viaducts. And I'm just taking it serious and living the life and loving life, Coogan. In fact, it's 8:30 now. I've got to go to bed, Cougs. We're going to get all that to train the fucking human minds. That's what this is, Edward. But, you know, I don't know.
Do you reckon he goes back with Matchroom, or if he does go back?
I don't think Match will take him back. I think he'll end up with somebody like Dennis Hobson back where he started. And then we could have I'm back where I started. I should have never left Dennis. I'm back with Dennis. We're on Free Sports, Euro Sports, Premier Sports, or fucking, I don't know, something like that. And I'm back with Dennis, and this is where I want to be. This is where I belong. And if I'd have stayed with Dennis, I'd have been a world champion now, like Clinton was. You get all that shit. He'll palm all that shit out. But look, he knows what it is, and Dennis knows what it is. But that's where I think he'll end up when he's about 32, in about 3 years.
Yeah, but if he's coming back, I think after that Lucas Brown, when he beat Lucas Brown, who was past it over the hill, he should have that went to his head a bit, I think, and he thought he was a level up, like European world level, but he's not world. He's no way near it.
Two fights from Joshua, wasn't he? At one point, he was telling us.
Yeah.
Fucking hellfire. And how did it turn out? It turned out 2 fights from retirement, didn't it? Am I right?
Yeah.
He's 2 fights from Joshua and talking 5 million. Now he's 2 fights from fucking, and he ended up 2 fights from retirement and talking fucking what? Sat in house all day, laid in bed while 12 o'clock eating lion bars. having his feet tickled by teenagers. Look, it is what it is, isn't it?
And managing his fighters.
And managing them as well. I mean, fucking hellfire, what the fuck, man? Dave, what's happened to you? I know you're watching. What the fuck has happened to you? Get out of bed, get that fucking weight off and get training. Consistency is the key. So, what do you think about Billy Joe Saunders fighting Canelo? Has he got a chance?
I think the only way I believe it when it's happening, when I see him in the ring. Yeah. When I see Billy Joe and the first bell goes, that's when I believe it. But the only way he beats Canelo is knocking him out and putting him on a stretcher so he can't move. Yeah. That's the only way he wins. But he's got no power at that weight.
No, he hasn't.
Why is he fighting 168? He can't knock no one out at middleweight. How is he going to knock Canelo out? He's been in there with Kovalev, Golovkin. I mean, some of the hardest punchers. How's Billy Joe going to knock him out?
I don't know, mate. It's Billy Joe couldn't knock a wet echo out. He's not a puncher. His style is designed to get on his bike and pick and poke. That's his style, right? But if Golovkin and Kovalev couldn't do no with Canelo, what's Billy Joe going to do? And if it goes to points and Billy wins 7 rounds, he's going to get a 9-3 loss, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to win 10 rounds to get the fight in the bag. Any close rounds are going to go to Canelo. But I wish him well, and I hope they all have a good time out there in Vegas. He's training the same gym as Tyson Fury at the moment in Vegas. So it is what it is, isn't it? But we're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see, but let's see what happens. But we wish Billy Joe all the best. And I hope he beats him, but the bottom line is we've got 2 drug cheats fighting each other. And that's bottom line, isn't it? Both had bans, haven't they, for performance-enhancing drugs. But that's the sport of boxing, and I don't see anybody speaking about that this week. Will any YouTubers be asking them if they feel guilty about taking millions of pounds, knowing that they've cheated in the past? Will anybody be asking them that? No, they won't, will they? So, but it is what it is. So, all right then. Well, listen, it's been great having you on, kid.
Cheers, Ross. Thanks for having me, mate.
You made your pokey day, but I'm going to put it on members area, and we'll ease you into it. We'll ease you into going on Big Say. But I think the way you spoke, you're already pay-per-view straight away.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty.
Cheers,
well, listen, you take care, because I'm now off to get my gastric band loosened. All right. So peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep sporting boxing. Don't have nightmares, Scott.
All right.
All right. You take care.
Take it easy, Ross.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.